Hello everyone. So today we are starting a new series which is Ascendants. Okay, totally based on Ascendants. Okay, because the first step when you are reading somebody's chart, going deep into astrology, whether it's your chart or someone else's chart, the first step is based on Hora. Okay, and before we understand Hora, one thing everybody should know is to read a chart without planets. Okay, because in order to understand your charts, planets play a role of like toppings. Okay, suppose a chart, the main ingredient in your chart is your ascendant, right? So what is the problem right here is, the problem right here is the ascendant decides your plate. If you are a Aries ascendant, okay, then you have a pizza base. Okay, if you are a Taurus ascendant, then you have a sandwich base. If you are a Gemini ascendant, then you have a chapati base. Okay, so whatever planets are there are the toppings. So first of all, it is very much necessary to understand and read a chart without planets in it. Okay, because see, planets are going to increase your complexity. Planets are your karmas from your past life, from your present life, and what you are going to do. So the first thing you should understand is to read a chart without any planets in it. Okay, reading a chart without any planets. Okay, now how to read according to Hora, we'll make some another video on it. But right now in this specific series, I am going to teach you all how to read different charts of different ascendants. Okay, what are the ascendants? Ascendant is the rising sign when you are born. The first house in your given chart, that is your ascendant. Okay, your Lagna. So when you are born, which zodiac was rising up the horizon, that becomes the first zodiac of your chart. Okay, so everything moves like this. Okay, and when you are born, at that typical time, which zodiac was on the horizon coming up? Okay, coming up, that is why we call it a rising sign. Okay, so which sign was rising on the horizon, that becomes your first house. Okay, so the two very bad ascendants are Scorpio and Aquarius. The worst signs, two worst signs are Scorpio and Aquarius. Okay, these signs are because of your past life debts, for your bad karmas. Okay, the worst sign is Aquarius because you will lose everything that is in the Aquarius sign. Talking about Scorpio, whatever there is in Scorpio will give rise to pain and suffering. Okay, so these two signs are the worst. The worst of all is Aquarius. The second worst is Scorpio. Right? The three good signs are Cancer, Sagittarius, and Pisces. These are three good signs, okay, which will generate always some good result. Okay, Cancer represents Parvati. Sagittarius is Lakshmi. Pisces is Saraswati. Okay, so these three signs are very good, the best of all the signs. Okay, and the worst of all the signs are Scorpio and Aquarius. Okay, you can even see the different notations. Okay, see, if you see the notation of Aquarius, it is the water is flowing outwards. So alright, so whatever there is in Aquarius, you will lose it. Okay, you are going to definitely lose it in your life, whatever there is in Aquarius. You can't hold on to things. Okay, that is why it is the flowing out water of Aquarius. Okay, so even you can see it in the karmic theory. Okay, even you can see in any of the astrology books. Okay, you will find this one thing common, that in Aquarius sign you are going to lose whatever it is placed, especially in the Navamsha chart, D9 chart. If anything is placed in the Aquarius sign, you are definitely going to lose that. Okay, similarly Scorpio. What is Scorpio? A scorpion. What does it have? It has poison. Okay, what does poison do? Poison doesn't always kill. Poison is about suffering and pain. So whatever that is in the sign of Scorpio, it is definitely going to give you pain and suffering. Definitely. Okay, so these two are the karmic signs which deal with the older past karmas, the present karmas, and the future karmas that you are accumulating. Okay, the three best signs of Saraswati, Parvati, and Lakshmi. For Parvati is Cancer, for Lakshmi is Sagittarius, for Saraswati is Pisces. Pisces, the Lord is Jupiter, and the knowledge, everything is coming from the ocean of knowledge. That is why it denotes the fish. Okay, and about Sagittarius also the Lord is Jupiter, but this Jupiter, the Jupiter in Sagittarius is different, the Jupiter in Pisces is different. Okay, and similarly Cancer is, the Lord of Cancer is Moon. Okay, so talking about Sagittarius sign today. Okay, so we are starting our session with the sign of Sagittarius. Now everyone would ask that why do you start with Sagittarius? Okay, there is no Vedic scriptures which are starting any kind of signs with Sagittarius. Okay, everyone is starting from Aries. Okay, but in my perception, it is the Mool Nakshatra in Sagittarius which is giving you primary life or primordial life of your soul. Your soul is going to come to life the first time on this earth when your Karak Tithi is on any of the Tithis, but the moon is present in Sagittarius. Especially when the Karak Tithi is based on the even part of the moon. Okay. So we'll talk about detail about the coming of soul into the earth and everything else. But right now we are just going to learn and start about talking with Sagittarius, because I am not going to give you lack of things and differentiation, because some things are derived from self-realization, some things are derived from deep meditations, okay, and some things are derived from Vedic scriptures. From all the three things, a combination, I am telling you that it is the Moola Nakshatra from where your journey of soul starts, and it is the Jyesh Nakshatra from where your soul journey ends. Okay, definitely. So, let's start with the Sagittarius sign. Okay, so if when you are born, your rising is Sagittarius, that is the first house in your chart is Sagittarius. Number 9 is in the first house. Okay, so if you calculate, you just make a chart without planets. The first house becomes Sagittarius. Okay, the second house becomes Capricorn. The third house becomes Aquarius. The fourth house becomes Pisces. The fifth house becomes Aries. The sixth house becomes Taurus. The seventh house becomes Gemini. Okay, so there is number 9 on the top, number 3 at the below, Gemini. The 7th house. 8th house becomes Cancer. 9th house becomes Leo. 10th house becomes Virgo. 11th house becomes Libra. 12th house becomes Scorpio. Okay. So first of all, why this Sagittarius sign is good? Check this out. Number 12. The sign of exaltation of energy. 12th house represents what? 12th house represents the radiation of energy. What are you radiating out? Okay. So if you are born as a Sagittarius Nakshatra or Sagittarius Ascendant, okay, what are you radiating out? You are radiating out the energies of Scorpio. That means you are cleaning yourself. What is Scorpio? I just said Scorpio is the wish. Okay, Scorpio denotes poison. You are cleaning yourself when you are in the Sagittarius Ascendant. That means the sole agenda that you are on this earth, maybe the first time or any much time you are over here, your agenda is to clean all the poison inside you. What do you do when you come from outside inside a new home? Okay, when you come from outside, what do you do first? You clean yourself. There is so much of dust inside you. Okay, you have accumulated so much of waste. Okay, what do? You come to home, you take a shower, you remove all the bad things. Okay, so that is why a Sagittarius Ascendant has 12th house as Scorpio. Now the 12th house Scorpio, anything that is in the 12th house is your radiation. Anything that is in the second house is what you are pulling inside. Anything in your 11th house is what you are desiring to pull. Okay, so consider this the 12th house right now. 12th house is Scorpio. Scorpio is all the poison inside your soul, and you are radiating all the poison inside your soul when you are a Sagittarius Ascendant. Okay, so consider it that way. You came into a journey on this earth, and while coming from that journey, you have accumulated so much waste inside your soul. Okay, and that waste, as soon as you are taking birth in this life, the one and only intention of your soul is to remove all kinds of waste it has accumulated in the journey. Okay, that is why the 12th house of radiation of energy, the 12th house of what you are giving out, that is why it is also called Vyaya. Vyaya is not expenses. It is a very wrong phenomena that we are considering Sanskrit words like this. Okay, it is not loss. What is loss? Loss is a very different word. See, English doesn't have proper wordings. That is why when a Sanskrit word is converted to English, okay, Vyaya. Vyaya, what is Vyaya? Vyaya is not expenditure, it is not loss, it is giving out what you are radiating. That is Vyaya. જે તમે બહાર છોડો છો એને કહેવાય વ્યાય, લોસ નો કહેવાય એને. Giving out કીધું. Now it is also possible that you are giving out from your will. Okay, that is why it is also the house of charity. So if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, your 12th house becomes Scorpio. So what you are giving out? You are giving out all the poisons. Okay, you are giving out all the bad things that are inside your soul. Okay, that is why first and foremost Sagittarius Ascendants are very good. It is a good mark to be as a Sagittarius Ascendant. And when you are giving out bad things, what you are pulling? You are pulling Lakshmi. That is why it is also the Karak of Lakshmi. The best Dhanyog are from people who are Sagittarius Ascendant. If you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, you will have a very good Dhanyog until and unless you have debilitated planets present in the Lakshmi Stan or Labh Stan. Okay, so first and foremost, your 12th house becomes Scorpio. That is, your agenda is to remove all the vish and poison inside your soul, inside your mind. You are clearing it out. Okay. Secondly, who is the Lord of Sagittarius? Your first house. Now let's talk about the first house first. Okay. So who is the Lord of the first house over here? It becomes Jupiter. And according to the directional strength, Jupiter becomes Digbal. Okay. So what you are gathering right now? You are gathering a lot of knowledge. Okay, a lot of knowledge, because your Jupiter has become Digbal. It is a sign of Jupiter, and Jupiter's sign is in the first house, and Jupiter is very comfortable to be in the first house. Okay, so first and foremost, you are gathering a lot of knowledge in this life. Okay, because your soul has traveled from somewhere else to this place. What do you need first in your life? You need knowledge. Have you seen a child? When you see a child, what is child doing? A child is always roaming around and seeing and observing everything. What does it mean? He is observing things because he is new in this environment. Okay, so that is why when you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, okay, you are here to grab a lot of knowledge. Okay, that is why your observation power would be very, very much. Okay, so Sagittarius Ascendants have a very good observation power, tremendous. Okay, they are catching everything. Okay, here this is happening. Okay, yes. Okay, here this is happening. This, and they will analyze everything. So naturally, they would have a very good kind of intelligence. Okay, they would have a very good mental capacity. I am not telling whether they are using it or not. That is again about the toppings of the planets. But we are just talking about their capacity. See, we are just talking about capacities of different persons. That is why we are categorizing different videos. So in these videos, we are just talking about the capacity of every person based on their ascendant. Okay, so this person is going to have a very, very good capacity in learning. very good capacity in intellectual grasping things, observation and analysis. Right? Next, the second house becomes Capricorn. Okay. So second house becomes Capricorn. Who is the Lord of Capricorn? Saturn. So when would you get Lakshmi? When you work. What does Saturn need? Saturn needs working. Okay. If you don't work, Saturn is not going to give you anything. So wherever Saturn is sitting, it wants you to work for that item. Okay. So Saturn is sitting in the second house. Supposingly, because it is the sign of Capricorn. Okay. And where he would be looking? At the 10th house from itself. Where he would be expecting to the 10th house from itself. Count 10 from number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is the 10th house? 10th house is the 11th house. 10th house from Capricorn. 10th house from Capricorn will be the 11th house in the chart. So Saturn will be looking at the 11th house of Libra. Okay. So what is Saturn demanding? If we are going to work and if you want a good place to work, so Sagittarius Ascendants work very much comfortably around Venusian career. Okay, what are Venusian career? Consulting, careers related to cosmetics, jewelry, creativity, fine arts, artists, actors, painters. Okay, so that is why if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and if you are searching that which things would bring you lot of Lakshmi, lot of money, so the Venusian things would give you a lot of money because Saturn is sitting in the second house. Saturn is now wanting you to do hard work in order to get money. And where would you get money from? It is where the Saturn is expecting. It is expecting on the 11th house. Okay, so you would get money from all the carriers of Venus. Carriers of Venus are fine arts, learning Vedic science, Shastras, creativity, all the fields of creativity, painting, acting, cooking. Okay, then all kinds of jewelry, all kinds of cosmetic if you are doing in business. Okay, if you are planning not to go in the creative side, then if you are want to planning a business, do these kinds of business, cosmetics, jewelries, fashion. Okay, all these kind of things would give you a very good result if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant. These kind of things are definitely going to give you a lot of money. Okay, but what would Saturn require? Saturn would require hard work. Okay, so even if you choose a career, Sagittarius Ascendant always have to do hard work to earn Lakshmi. They would not get Lakshmi by just sitting hand on hand. Okay. Next, coming to the third house. Now, what would be the third house for Sagittarius Ascendant? 9, 10, 11. The third house would be Aquarius. Okay. Who is the Lord of Aquarius? Saturn. Okay. Who is the co-lord of Aquarius? See, many people forget the co-lord of Aquarius is Rahu. And what is the third house signifying? Third house is signifying your siblings. Third house is also signifying your communication skills. Third house is also signifying the support you would get in life. Okay. And it is also the Guru Upadesh. That is like, because it is watching the 9th house. That is why whatever you are going to learn, you are going to learn from the basics of third house. Okay. If you want to go into the higher being, okay, if you're whatever your soul is asking you to do, the base pillar would be of the third house. Third house is watching the 9th house of, that is why it is called the Guru Upadesh. Okay, so these things are denoted by third house. So now see, here there is Aquarius. As I said, Aquarius is not a very good sign. Whatever there is present in Aquarius, it is what you are going to lose in your life. Okay, dhole chhe pani. Okay, it means that whatever is in Aquarius, you are going to lose. It is something related to your past karmic fault or any kind of curses. Okay, especially curses. If you have a karmic fault, if you have a karmic debt, it will go in Scorpio. If it is in if it is in Aquarius, it is definitely a bad thing, of course, or something like that. But we are not still talking about planets into it. So just understand, these Sagittarius people would lack support in their life. Okay, and whoever they take support from, they will either go away from their life. Okay, they would be distant. Okay, they would whenever they need support in their life, they would be lacking that support. Okay, whenever they need support, they would feel like there is nobody to support them. Okay, otherwise they won't be lonely, because what will be the 10th house? 10th house is the house of society or the social connections. The society or the social connection would be 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 is Mercury, Virgo. So in terms of society connection, they would have very good friends from businessmen. They would be having very good colleagues. Okay, they would be having very good business partners. Okay, these things would be very good in their life. But whenever they need support, okay, that you have to see from the 3rd house. So they are losing support. So when the person, a Sagittarius Ascendant, is in need, they would not get support in their life. They have to learn to live their own battles, because this is why they are the first time on this earth. Okay, or just because of any karmic debt or not, we are just considering it that in any way they have to learn to win and get their battles in their own way. That is why they have this lack of support in their life. Okay, so if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and if you always feel that, oh my god, I can't find any support when I am in a bad time, dude, cope up with it, because that is your destiny. Okay, if in D9 chart, Navamsha, there is some different ascendant, you would have a lot, then you would have a different kind of support after you get married. Okay, but if D9 chart also you have Sagittarius Ascendant, please cope up and have that courage to understand and accept that you won't have support in your life. You are here to learn to win your own battles. Okay, and even though if you need support, even though you need support in your bad times, okay, see the 9th house. Who is the 9th house? Count again: 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9th house will be Leo. Leo means sun. If your sun is not debilitated and you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, then if you need support in your life, wear a ruby in your 3rd finger in gold. But please note, do take consulting from me or any other good astrologer. Please note that your sun should not be debilitated or sitting with bad planets. Okay, and it should be sitting in a good house. Then you can wear a sun ring and you would have that support again in your life. Okay. So now coming to the 4th house. What will become the 4th house? 4th house will become the Pisces. Who is the Lord of Pisces? Lord of Pisces is again Jupiter. Okay. Now see. Now Jupiter is losing the Digbal strength. Why? Because Jupiter is not comfortable in the direction of home. Okay. So if you consider it this way, you would have some authority issues at your home. Okay. Either you have some parents who are very dominating, or you would be having brothers and sisters who are dominating in your home against your will, or you would be the one person who is dominating inside your house. Okay. Everything is dependent on the placement of your Jupiter. But whether or not whatever issue is there, you would be having some dominating or authoritative issue inside your family life. Okay, it might change after your marriage, because after your marriage D9 chart would be active. Okay, so you would be having this, you'd be having this authoritative issues in your family life if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant. Okay. Apart from that, you would be having a very good health. Okay. Whenever you are ill, whenever you are going through any disease, whenever you are going through any kinds of mental problem, physical problem, and if you learn to be in your home, in your family environment, you will heal completely. I would guarantee you that. Okay, I am guaranteeing you that if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and you are not married yet, or if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and you have the Sagittarius Ascendant even in your Navamsha D9 chart, and if you are falling ill, rather than getting admitted in the hospital, bring the hospital at your home, bring some nurses at your home, keep a hospital bed at your home, do all your medical treatments at your home, and it would be easier and luckier for you to survive. Okay, whenever you are ill, if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, please and please make your treatment in your home, not in any kind of hospitals. Okay. Now, going to the 5th house. What will be the 5th house? 5th house will be Aries. Who is the Lord of Aries? Lord of Aries is Mars. But we just forgot, I just remember, we forgot to talk about the co-lord of the 3rd house, which was the co-lord of Aquarius, which was Rahu. Okay. Now, if you see, Rahu shows its aspect on 5th house and 9th house to itself. Okay. We also forgot to talk about the aspect of Saturn. Okay. See, talking about the Aquarius in the 3rd house, the Saturn is aspecting and watching the 10th house from itself. Which will be the 10th house from the 3rd house? 3, 4, 5. Sorry, let's count it reverse. 2, 1 and 12. Okay. So the 10th house from the 3rd house will be the 12th house. Okay. So what will be you losing? That is also the house of Vyaya. Okay. So over here, if you see, Saturn is looking to the 12th house, which means if you wear a Saturn ring and if your Saturn is not debilitated, Saturn watching the 12th house, Saturn sitting in the 12th house will make your enemies miserable. Okay. Totally miserable. Totally. Saturn will take life out of your enemies and give it to you. Okay, your life would increase and your enemies' lives would decrease and decrease. If Saturn is sitting on the 12th house or Saturn is looking at the 12th house. Okay, any of the case. Okay, so if you see over here, the co-lord of the Lord of Aquarius may be watching the 9th house also. 9th house of religion, 9th house of Guru Upadesh. It is also watching the 12th house. Okay, so if you see the 12th house, Saturn in 12th house, how would your Saturn be in 12th house? There might be some expenditures. Okay, you might also have to give 20% of your wealth in charity, in hospitals, or in any of these things. But it means that you would have ample money to survive. First and foremost, if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and if your Jupiter is not debilitated, you would have wealth. Okay, guaranteed you would have wealth. Okay, but talking about your Saturn, who is expecting your 12th house, it is also going to give you 20% of your expenditures in charity or any kind of such institution or hospitals or travels. Okay, so first of all, you have to make sure if your Saturn is good, if your Saturn is not debilitated, if your Saturn is not sitting in a bad place, if it is not conjuncted with bad planets, wear a Saturn ring, all your enemies will suffer. Everyone will suffer. Okay. Apart from this, talking about Ketu. Ketu is the only shadow planet. When we are calculating its aspect, we have to calculate it reverse. Okay. So where is Ketu watching? Ketu is watching to the 5th house and 9th house from itself in reverse. Okay. So now we calculate in reverse. 3, 2, 1, 12, 11. Again, Ketu is looking at the 11th house first of all. 11th house is Libra. Okay. And the 5th aspect of Ketu is good. The 9th aspect of Ketu is not good. Okay. So if you see the 5th aspect of Ketu, Ketu is giving you gains in life. Okay. So if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, and if your Ketu is not sitting with malefic planets, malefic house and malefic influence, nor it is sitting with any debilitated planet, then you can definitely wear a cat eye. because it is going to give you gains. If you wear a cat eye, if your Ketu is not debilitated, malefic or conjuncted with malefic planets, it is definitely going to make your life easier. The gains would come to you like magnetically. Okay. Now see the second placement. Okay. 11 is the fifth aspect. Then 10, 9, 8 and 7. Ketu is also watching your 7th house. Okay. So what is the 7th house? 7th house is of marriage and partnerships. So even though your Ketu is good, not debilitated, not malefic, but if you don't have some strong support or a strong planet or a planet with Digbal strength in your 7th house, you can't wear Ketu again. It is going to damage your marriage. Okay, it might also give you some physical problems. Okay, so, physical problems I mean related to your genitals. Okay, sometimes. But if you have a very good planet in a 7th house like Jupiter or Mars, only if you have a planet of Jupiter or Mars in your 7th house and your Ketu is not sitting with any malefic planets or malefic house or malefic conjunction, then you can definitely wear a Ketu. That is a cat eye. Okay. But if you don't have a strong support in your 7th house, that is if you don't have Jupiter or Mars in the 7th house, then please don't wear a cat eye, because even if you will get gains, okay, even if you are getting gains from the 11th house, you will lose your wife or husband or the spouse or the partnerships in your business. All the your marriage life will suffer. Okay, if you wear a cat eye. Only if your Ketu is not malefically placed and your 7th house is having Jupiter or Mars in it, only then you can wear a cat eye. Okay, because the 7th house needs support. It needs a support of a very good planet, that is Jupiter or Mars. Only then you can wear a cat eye if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and your Ketu is not placed in a bad zone. Okay, so the next house was 4th house. In 4th house we talked about Jupiter, the Lord of Pisces. Where is Jupiter going? Where is Jupiter sending his aspect? Jupiter is looking at the 9th house from itself. Okay, so what would be the 9th house from the 4th? What would be the 9th house from the 4th? What would be the 9th house from the 4th house? The 9th house from the 4th house would be the 8th house. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. It will be your 12th house. Okay, so the 9th house from the 4th house would be your 12th house. So over here, see, it is giving you liberation, vyaya, moksha, radiation. Okay, so Jupiter is watching your 12th house. This is not a very good placement. Okay, as I said, this is definitely going to give you some authoritative issues in your family, and apart from this, this is going to give you bad stomach. You will have some digestive disorders. Okay, so until and unless your Jupiter is placed in a very good condition in Sagittarius Ascendant, then you would have some digestive problems. Okay, the easy remedy for this is keep a Spatik Shivlinga in your house, because moon will nullify the effects of Jupiter. It is going to fight with Jupiter. Moon is going to fight with Jupiter. Okay, so if your Jupiter is bad, take help from the moon. Okay, keep a Spatik Shivlinga in your home, in somewhere in your drawing room. Okay, and worship it daily. Okay, if you are keeping a Shivlinga in your house, it is necessary to pour water daily onto it. Every day it is necessary. If you don't, then you will have bad things. But if you are having Jupiter at a malefic stan with malefic planets, okay, and you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, then it is very much necessary that you keep a Spatik Shivlinga in your house. It is going to nullify your ill effects of Jupiter. Okay, it can also give you the mental peace in your family life. Apart from this, now going forward, fifth house. The fifth house becomes Aries. Who is the Lord of Aries? The Lord of Aries is Mars. Okay, and the fifth house is the house of fame. Okay, now if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, if you want fame, then you have to do all the things which are related to the fifth house Lord, that is Mars. War, army, charity, NGOs, then being a doctor, because Mars is also surgery, blood, okay, opening a blood bank. Okay, so if you do anything related to Mars, either curing people or killing people, that is Mars. Mars either kills people or cures people, that is all. Okay, so anything related to Mars, either you go in army, you will also have a very good position. If you are not going into army, if you are going into what you say, opposition party of the government, then also it will be good. But please note, Mars denotes the opposition party in the government and Sun denotes the ruling party. Okay, so if you want to be famous and you are Sagittarius Ascendant, you want to go into politics, join the opposition party. Okay. Next, if you see where is Mars aspecting from this house, Mars aspect to the 4th and 8th house from itself. This is count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first of all, Mars is aspecting to the 8th house, which is very bad. Okay. The 4th aspect of Mars is what you have to control. The 8th aspect of Mars is what you have to compromise. Okay, so what you have to control. What happens when Mars is in the 8th house? You become short-tempered. You become angry. And next thing, which is a very problematic thing, that is your lust will control over you. You will become a very sexaholic person. Okay. So, if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, no matter wherever your Mars is placed, good or bad, we are not talking about planets right now, but getting angry, being short-tempered, saying out bad words, and doing a lot of lustful activities, pleasurable sex is denied to you. If you have a lot of pleasurable sex, you would be into a lot of problem. Okay, and it might be also your health problem. Okay, why your health problem? I'll come to it later on when we are talking about the aspect of Rahu and Venus. Okay. So casual sex is not fun for you, is not meant for you, because it is going to give you some kind of genital diseases or skin diseases. How? I will talk it further. Next, don't be sexaholic, don't be oriented to sex and lust. Third, don't get angry, control your anger. Fourth, it is preferable that you stay in your homeland until and unless your Mars is exalted in Aries. It is preferable that you stay in your own land. Okay. Then see the 8th aspect of Mars. This was the 4th, then 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. The 8th aspect of Mars goes to 12th house. Okay. Again, Mars at 12th house is very bad. Very bad. It gives you jail. It might also give you some hospitalization problem. It might also give you some kind of criminal activities. Okay, very bad Mars 12th house. Okay, it is definitely going to give you relationship problems. You are going to fight in your bedroom. Okay, if Mars is in your 4th house and you have marital problems, then you are going to fight it on your dining table. But if it is on your 12th house, you are going to fight in your bedroom. Okay, and it is technically because you are having this this nasty desires which your partner wouldn't be having. Okay, so it might also be the fights might also be related to your sexual life. Okay, or it might also be related to the lack of emotions and concern. Okay, so this was the aspect of Mars. Okay, see, if Aries is over there in 5th house. If you want to go and get famous, do things which are related to Mars. Okay, but whenever you are doing those things, please note, do not be angry, do not be lustful, do not speak foul words in anger, and be away from hospitals and be away from foreign lands. If you want to be famous, if you are Sagittarius Ascendant, you will be famous in your homeland and not in your foreign land. Okay, until and unless you have some Sun in 12th house. Okay, We are talking about planets afterward, but this is the basic idea. Okay. Now coming to the 6th house, what will be the 6th house? 6th house will be Taurus ruling. Who is the Lord of Taurus? Lord of Taurus would be Venus. Okay. So now talking about Venus. Okay. See, 6th house is the house of obstacles. 6th house is also the house of enemies. So having Taurus over here means you are having enemies of your opposite sex. If you are a man, women will not be very good for you. If you are a woman, men are not going to be good for you. Okay, they would be your natural enemies. They would either be needing something from you. They would be greedy. They would be selfish. Okay, something which is a base of enmity, jealousy, envy. Anything might happen. Okay, so the 6th house, which is the house of troubles, which is the house of obstacles, which is also the house of diseases. It is also the house of diseases. That means it might also give you troubles related to Venus, like lungs, throat, eyes, face. Okay, you would have troubles related to Venus. Next, where is Venus looking? Venus always looks to the 7th house from itself. Okay, count 7 from the number 6th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is again the 12th house. So over here, Venus is also giving you luxury. 12th house Venus is good. 12th house Venus always gives you luxury, but it gives you illegitimate relationships. Okay. You go into rebound relationships and you join into different relationships. Okay, it gives you lack of physical, emotional and mental satisfaction from one partner. It is going to give you a tendency to change partners. Okay, 12th house Venus. But what it also gives you, it gives you luxury in life. Okay, 12th house Venus is also going to give you luxury, but you would lack that one person in your life which you can consider your own person, because you are definitely changing your desires. Okay, what you are giving out in the 12th house, you are giving out your emotions. Venus is also the affection. Your affection is slowly in the stan of Vyaya, which means you are expending all your affection one by one. So you will have this affection for one person. After a while, that affection will go. It will be exalted because it is in the 12th house. Whatever there is in the 12th house, it is radiating out. So if Venus is in 12th house, there is an affection for someone, and after a while, that affection is going out. Okay, so Venus, who is the lord of affection, is going out. So one thing it is sure that this person, if the Venus is not placed in a right way, in a right situation, then this person would be having many temporal or temporary relationships, because their affection is not lasting longer. Within a few months or within a year or something like that, Venus is rotating fast. So within a year, they would lose affection for the person. Why? They are not consistent in holding the emotion. Anything that goes into the 12th house is what they are radiating. They got affection from a person. They are radiating that affection. The affection went away. Now they don't care and don't have the affection for that person. Now they will search for someone else. Now the affection came from the person 2. Now again the Venus is in 12th house, the affection will go away. Then again the third person will give the affection. Again affection will go away. Okay, so this is the tragic thing. If you want to cure this Venus related problem, you have to wear a moon, because moon is a friend of Venus. Moon is giving you the power of holding on. Okay, moon is always going to give you the power of holding on, because moon is water. Water is going to hold the emotions into it. Okay, so you have to take moon from your partner. Your partner is giving you moon, and that moon you have to wear. Where you have to wear, what you have to do with it, that is again advanced calculations. I am not going to go it far away into this. Okay, so Venus will again look to the 12th house. So this person is going to, first of all, they are going to have the enemies of opposite sex, and secondly, they would have temporary relationships because they can't hold on to affection. For that, they need to wear a moon. Where to wear a moon? That we need to take a very deep analysis. Okay, it is not always that you wear moon in the little finger. No. It is the very traditional and very half knowledge people who tell you that okay, moon is always to be worn on the little finger. No, it is not like that. Okay, because the knowledge is lost from years and years and years. There is a very big calculation where to wear a moon. Okay, you can also wear a moon on your sun finger. but everything depends on your chart. Now coming to the 7th house, what would be the 7th house? 7th house would be the Gemini. Okay, now see, that is why Sagittarius people are very good businessmen. Why? Because the 7th house is Gemini, whose natural lord is Mercury, and they are going to have very good business partners. Okay, so usually if you see Sagittarius Ascendant people are going to have very good business partners in their life until and unless their Mercury is debilitated. Okay, sitting in the sign of Libra. Otherwise, they would be having very, very good business partners. Okay. Secondly, they might need something from their spouse. Okay, your relationship with your spouse is always dependent on something, the need of something. Okay, it is like what you need from them, what they need from you. It is going to be a contract. Okay, so you would love that contractual relationship with your spouse. Okay, you give me this, I give you that. You give me this, you give me that. I give you this, you give me that. This, that. Okay, like a barter. Okay, so wherever Mercury is placed, there is going to be a contractual relationship. Okay, there is going to be a barter of things. You give me this, I give you that. So if your Mercury is not debilitated, the contract is going to be good. If your Mercury is debilitated, you would always feel empty with your spouse, or you will have some political problems. Okay, you would have some problems in your mindset. But again, if in the D9 chart the ascendant is changing, or if in the D9 chart Mercury is sitting in a good place, then your bond is going to be much better. Okay, for that we have to study the D9 chart. But let's see the aspect of Mercury over here. Okay, see, Mercury sitting in the 7th house is going to aspect on the 7th house from itself. And what is the 7th house from the 7th house? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. The 7th house from 7th house is the first house. Okay, Mercury in the first house is a tremendous good planet. Okay, so if your Mercury is not very bad, if your Mercury is not debilitated, and you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, please wear Mercury. It is going to take you to the spiritual heights. Okay, nobody is going to the spiritual heights as much as the first house Mercury person and a Sagittarius Ascendant. Okay, yes, there are also equally strong spiritual people, but okay, I take the statement back. Okay, there might be possible that spiritual people are ahead, but if your Mercury is not bad and you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, you are definitely going to go into higher standards of spiritual living. You can understand all the Vedic scriptures. You would be very good in Shastras. You would be very good in astrology. You can be a very good astrologist. Okay, so Sagittarius Ascendant, if your Mercury is not bad, you can pursue the career of Shastras. You can study Shastras. Okay, you can study all the spiritual things in your life. Okay, because Mercury in the first house becomes Digbal. Right. Now, talking to the 8th house. What will be the 8th house? 8th house will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 8th house will be Cancer. Okay, the 8th house would be Cancer. Who is the Lord of Cancer? Lord of Cancer would be Moon. Okay, so now this is not a very good placement. It means these people might be having some sleeping issues in their life. The sleep cycle may be changing from day to day. They might have some problems in their mental state sometimes. The mental peace might be afflicting. Again, we have to see the position of Moon. If the position of Moon is very, very good, it is not in the Akshema or Adhanastan. Okay, but basically, if Moon is in the, the 8th house, it is the Adhanastan. It will cause you poverty in the life. Okay, so over here, for a Sagittarius Ascendant, it is very, very much necessary that the Moon is in a very good position. If you are a Sagittarius Ascendant and Moon is not in a very good position, you are going to face poverty in your life. Okay, and if you want to get away from that poverty, you need to see the Horas. You need to see which is the Hora strength. You need to see which is the Hora Lord. You need to see which Lord is bringing you wealth and which path is bringing you wealth, and that stone you have to wear. Otherwise, a Sagittarius ascendant with a very bad moon is going to give you poverty in life, definitely. Okay, but if it is good in the D9 chart, after your marriage, your condition is going to get far more better. Okay, after your marriage, if it is good in Navamsha chart, D9 chart. Okay, otherwise it is very very necessary that for a Sagittarius ascendant, moon is placed very good. Okay, now talking about the 9th house. What is the 9th house? 9th house becomes sun, the ruler. That is why if a Sagittarius ascendant does chanting, any mantra, it is definitely going to give you a very good result. Okay, first we forgot to see the aspect of moon. Okay, see moon in let's consider the 8th house what we were talking about, and the moon watches the 7th house from itself. Okay, what is the 7th house from the 8th house? It is the 2nd house, the Lakshmi Sthan. And if moon is not placed in a very good way, it is going to deplete your Lakshmi. That is why I say it is going to cause you poverty. If moon is placed very good with some good conjunction, it is going to increase your Lakshmi. Okay, moon is throwing light, but moon is also taking light from the sun. So moon is taking all the light from the sun. And sun is the significator of wealth, also Jupiter. So if moon is not placed rightly in a Sagittarius ascendant, it is going to deplete the wealth of the person. Getting my point? If moon is situated very good with a good conjunction, it is going to give you a drastic wealth in your life. Okay, but it again, we have to see it from the position of moon. Okay, because the Cancer sign is aspecting to the Lakshmi Sthan, the 10th house. And also see moon, and who is the lord of 2nd house over here? Saturn. Saturn and moon gives troubles related to your mother. Okay, so you would be having difficulty in adjusting with your mother sometimes. Okay, it is also causing some problems related to the you would be having some emotional disconnection with your mother. Okay, if your moon is not good. If your moon is very good, you would be having very good bonding with your mother. Okay, but it is naturally seen that you would be either having some communicating issues or some emotional connection, lack of emotional connection with your mother. Okay. Now coming to the 9th house. The 9th house is Leo. Who is the lord of Leo? Lord of Leo is the majestic sun. Okay, now talking about the sun. Sun is the ruler. Where is sun aspecting? Sun is aspecting the 7th house from itself. Okay, sun is aspecting to the 7th house from itself, which is the 7th house from the 9th house. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 and 3. So sun is aspecting to the 3rd house. Now see clearly, what was the 3rd house over here? 3rd house is Aquarius. Who is the lord of Aquarius? It is Saturn. First of all, the Saturn. First of all, the Saturn is situated on Aquarius. Okay, as I said, anything which is in Aquarius is what you are going to lose. Okay, so if your sun is not having some good conjunction and it is sitting alone, and wherever the house it is sitting, you would lose the reputation of that thing in your life. Okay, so for Sagittarius ascendant, it is very well to be seen the position of sun, because sun is aspecting the Aquarius sign. Okay, and if sun is not placed with any good conjunction, any good planet in its Digbal position in the 10th house, then you are going to have loss of your reputation. You will be defamed. And what are, in which aspect you are going to defame? You have to see the position of your sun. Okay, like if your sun is in 1st house and you are a Sagittarius ascendant, okay, then you are going to get defamed about your body, about your outlook. If it is sitting in the 2nd house, then you will be defamed about the mode of your income. Okay, you would be defamed about people talking about that you are having a bad mode of income. You are a thief. You are greedy. Okay, like that. If sun is sitting in the 3rd house itself, okay, then sun Saturn is going to create a very bad impression in your speaking skills. People are going to defame you about your speech. People will talk about you that the person is what do you say, very bad at speech, he doesn't have a good speech. Okay, if Sun is in 4th house, it is going to defame your family. Okay, people will talk ill things about your family behind your back. Okay, if it is in the 5th house, your overall fame will be lost. Okay, it is a very bad placement for a Sagittarius Ascendant having Sun in the 5th house if there is no good conjunction in the 5th house. Okay, you will lose all your fame. Okay, or either you will be an introverted person. Any one of the cases. Okay, in 6th house, if Sun is placed, your enemies are going to defame you with wrong inzam, wrong faults. If in the 7th house, your wife is going to defame you in your family and in the society. Your wife or your business partner. If it is in the 8th house, then it is really causing a trouble, because you need to change. You will be defamed that you are being too stubborn. Okay, if it is in the 9th house, only then you are saved. But you are saved in the eyes of nature. You will be defamed in the eyes of universe, because it is the entry gate of the Brahmalok. 9th house is the entry gate of Brahmalok. Over here, if Sun is placed, your father is going to save your reputation. Moreover, in the society you will maintain your reputation, but in front of God or universe, your reputation will come down. Okay, if it is in the 10th house, you will be saved. Okay, you will be totally saved. If it is in the 11th house, people will talk about that you have ill sources of income. You are selfish, you are greedy. That is how people will see you. Okay, if it is in the 12th house, maybe you would have some government related issues or court issues. Okay, somebody will file a case against you. Okay, so the government is watching you in a bad way. Okay, there is also indirect jail here. Okay, but there are always some kind of solutions for it, and for that you need to visit Vedic Vidata, visit with me. Okay, so this is the position of your Sun. For Sagittarius Ascendant, Sun becomes a very good part and very necessary part. Right, now talking about the 10th house. 10th house will be Virgo. Who is the Lord of Virgo? Lord of Virgo is Venus. Lord of Virgo is Mercury. Where is Mercury watching? Mercury is watching to the 7th house from itself. What is the 7th house from the 10th house? It is the 4th house. Okay, Mercury watching the 4th house is not a very good placement. You are definitely going to have some internal politics in your family. Some outsider is making a problematic statement in your family. Some outsider is trying to ruin your family peace. Okay, so definitely it might also be someone from your either be your brothers, sisters, or it might also be from your brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Okay, so if your Mercury is not placed in a very good place and you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, it is likely possible that you have family politics. Okay, if there is some mental peace, ruining of mental peace in your family, there is some third person who is bringing things out and doing politics in your family. Okay, preferable that person would be either from your brother-in-law side or your father-in-law side. If it is not from your brother-in-law and father-in-law side, it might be your own brother or your sister. Okay, or the third possibility is they might be your friends. Okay, these three possibilities 110% sure, 200% sure. If you are having internal politics in your house, and if you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, check these three people, you would find the culprit. Ganguly એમાંથી જ કોક છે, guaranteed, 100%, 200,000, 10,000, 1,00,000% sure. Okay, if your Mercury is not present in a good place. If your Mercury is placed in a good place, then you would be easily able to identify that person. If it is not placed in a good house or in a good state, then you will be having trouble in identifying that person who is creating that internal politics in your family. Okay, now talking about the 11th house. Your 11th house will become Libra. Okay, who is the Lord of Libra? Lord of Libra is beautiful Venus. Okay, so now talk about Venus. First of all, you will be having gains from Venus, because it is the house of gains. Okay, so this is where your gains are coming. It means you can do and go into any profession or business related to Venus, which is cosmetics, creative field, fine arts, artists, voiceover artists, actors, painters. Okay, where is Venus looking? Venus looks to the 7th house from itself. What is the 7th house from 11th house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is the 5th house. Venus is going to give you drastic fame. It is going to make you famous. It is going to make you shine bright. Okay, if your Venus is not situated in a debilitated position, if your Venus is not situated in a bad house, a Sagittarius Ascendant should always wear an opal. Always. It is going to give you a very good fame. You also have to take care and see into the notice that your 5th house is not having any malefic planets. Okay. Otherwise, opal is going to give you very good result. It is going to give you a very good skill in fine arts, in whatever your passion is, whatever your patriotism is, and it is going to make you famous 110%. You just have to see that Venus is not situated in a debilitated position, Venus is not situated bad, and there is no malefic planet in the 5th house. 5th house of Aries. Okay, so that is 11th house. Now we first talked about the 12th house. 12th house would be Scorpio. Who is the Lord of Scorpio? Lord of Scorpio is Mars and Ketu. There are two lords. The co-lord is Ketu. The primary lord is Mars. Now, first of all, as I said, Scorpio is not a very good sign. So, but Scorpio being in 12th house is a very good sign, because Scorpio is poison. All the poison is going out in the VIR. Okay, all the poison is going out VIR. Okay, so this is a very good placement for Scorpio. Scorpio in 12th house is very good. Okay, now see where the Mars is watching. Mars is watching to the 4th house and 8th house from itself. Okay, the 4th house is something you have to control, and the 8th house is something you have to compromise. Okay, so what is the 4th house from the 12th house? It is your 3rd house. 3rd house is your communication skills. You don't have to speak harsh, you don't have to speak rash, you don't have to speak any blunders in anger, you don't have to speak rude things, you don't have to speak bad words. Okay, you have to totally control your speech. If your Mercury is very good, wear Mercury. Otherwise, if you totally control your speech, if you take care of all the things that are related to your 3rd house, if you don't fight with your brothers and sisters, okay, if you don't spend lavishly on the information technology or gadgets and everything, okay, then these things are always going to help you. You have to control the 4th house from Mars, and then Mars's effect will go. Okay, so the 4th house from the 12th house is 3rd house. You have to control your bloody speech. You don't have to speak harsh things. You don't have to speak bad words. You have to control your speech totally. Okay, and what is the 8th house from the 12th house? 7th house. This is what you have to compromise. So technically speaking, you might have to compromise your sexual needs with your spouse. Okay, see, I'm going to tell you all the reality. If you still want to get a remedy for it, you have to see where is the Mars place for the opposite person. You have to see the Mars of the opposite person before you marry that person. If it is not in a right place and it is not combining with you, then you have to make them wear red coral or white coral. Okay, or you have to wear red coral or white coral. That is again seen from the the specification of your Mars. But see, Mars in 12th house is looking at your 7th house, which means you have to compromise your sexual need with your partner in order to survive your marriage. Okay, if this is not possible, you can't control your or compromise your sexual need, you would be having troubles and fights in your bedroom. Okay, and if you don't want that, then you have to increase the sexual desire of the opposite person to match your sexual desire, and for that you have to make them wear red coral. Okay, but again you have to see the position of Mars in that chart, that it is not creating any health issues, malefic health issues, or whether you have to wear some whether you need to decrease your sexual desire and wear moon. Okay. But see, there is always going to be a trouble when Mars is in 12th house, because it is looking at the 7th house. 7th house is of marriage. Okay. So There will be a lot of conflict between the sexual activities of you and your partner. It might also be possible that your choice is totally different. One needs a nasty sex and another needs a passionate sex. Okay, anything might be possible, but you definitely have to compromise that thing in life in order to clear your Mars. Okay, but if your Mars is placed in a very good position, if it is exalted, then this thing won't happen and you will find a partner who is matching your sexual needs. But if your Mars is not exalted, it is sitting in a very bad place, okay, then you definitely have to compromise your sexual need with your partners. I am not saying that you can't have sex with, you can't be having sex with different people, okay. It is possible that you would be having an extramarital affair because of this thing, okay. So if you see a Sagittarius Ascendant whose Mars is not very good is more likely to go into extramarital affairs because of lack of their physical need from their original spouse. Okay, or you might have to control your Mars or your Martian energy or yours or your spouse's energy. But that is again into the remedial measure. We have to check where the Mars is sitting. Okay. For that you need to contact me, contact Vedic Vidada, or you have to contact any astrologist. Okay. But contact me. Come on, you are watching my video. Don't you trust me? So, this was Sagittarius Ascendant. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the 10th, that is the Capricorn Ascendant. This was everything about the Sagittarius Ascendant. If you are a Sagittarius Ascendant, you have rising sign as Sagittarius. This is what your life is, this is where your life is going to revolve around. Now, the planets would be the topping. Wherever the planets are placed, your life is going to change in that manner. Otherwise, this is the base of your life, the base pillar. Okay, that is why we are studying this, the base of Ascendants. So this was the first video on the Ascendant video, that is for Sagittarius Ascendant having the rising sign Sagittarius, the first house as number 9 Sagittarius. Okay, tomorrow we are going to come back with the 10th house as the with Capricorn as the first house, or Capricorn Ascendants. Okay, so it was nice knowing about all the things of Sagittarius Ascendants. Okay, thank you very much. We'll come back tomorrow and hope you have a very good time.